What is going on, guys? So it's been a little while since I made a video. I apologize. I mean, heck, what else do I gotta say? I got a lot of stuff going on. Work, PT, freaking marriage, life, like working, trying to figure out how to make some money, you know, on the side too, because my wife didn't have a job once we PCS'd out here to San Diego. So a lot has been going on. Not necessarily an excuse, but what I wanted to get out there to you guys today is BCP and being overweight in the military. I know there's a lot of people that will say, oh yeah, you don't need to be fat and all this stuff, but the reality is that people at the fleet, or, you know, once they go home or go on leave, things like that, take RA, whatever it may be, you kind of get back to your normal eating habits. And if you don't have a high metabolism, if you don't PT all the time, if you're just kind of like one of those somewhat little lazy ones, right, the weight's going to creep up on you. Or if you're like me and you get a little older and your metabolism changes a little bit, you know, you start gaining a little weight even though you've been eating the same thing that has helped you or kept you in regs in the past. So I want to talk to you about BCP. It's the body composition program. What it is pretty much you need to be in regulations at all times. Is that true for everybody and what they actually do? No. Like, there's so many NCOs and, you know, above and all that stuff that is currently overweight at the moment. I know they're overweight. They have admitted to me that they're overweight. But the trick for them is that they stay 5 to 10 pounds within their max. And that's how they comfortably live. Now, here's the thing about why you always want to be within weight standards. Different commands make you weigh in at different times. And you don't necessarily know when you're going to get weighed in. You have to do it semi-annually. So that right there, you already know. Some people, or some commands, do it whenever you do your CFT and your PFT. Have to weigh in at the same time or afterwards or whatnot. Some do it at promotions. And then also some do it whenever you have, I forgot what it's called, IR testing. It's the PP test. Anyway, which is random. So, which is why you always want to be, you know, kind of within standards. Now, what happened with me? Just gonna go ahead, be honest, I didn't make it. I was coming up for promotion, and they deemed me overweight. So, they're now starting the process of BCP. Now, that's also what I'm here to talk to you about, the process. So, what goes on is the first thing, you get weighed, and you get taped. Taping for females, I know for sure, is complete crap, because they take your neck, which most females have a small neck. They take your hips and your waist, which is bad, right? Because what's the biggest part of a female? If you are thick, you know what I'm saying, like you got a big booty, you're screwed. Because what they do is they take your hip and your waist, add them together, and then they subtract your neck. And if you have a skinny neck, because you're naturally a small person, you just happen to, you know, have thick thighs and stuff, which most women do, it works against you. And so you're going to be deemed fat. You're going to have a high body fat percentage. There are calculators out there for you to keep your measurements or take your measurements and then put in there. I definitely recommend doing that if you know that you're a little overweight or whatnot. If you actually make the weight as far as like pound wise, great. That's actually my recommendation. So I didn't make the weight pound wise, and I didn't make the tape at the time. The process from there, you have to go and get your blood work done. The doctor, you know, Doc, Corpsman, whatever, will go over your blood results, and you have a certain amount of time to pretty much kind of like lose that weight while your blood results are coming back in order to make tape or make weight again before you go on the program. With us, it's 5 days. So you have 5 days in order to make that tape, make that weight as far as pounds go. And then you don't go on BCP. So there is that. But that's pretty much the process. If you don't make tape or make weight that second time and you are still deemed overweight and you are cleared by the doctor, you will then go on the BCP program. Now what that is they have their own workout schedule. For us, it's Monday through Friday. In the mornings, they come up with their own workouts, you know, whatnot. You have to weigh in every week. They do either a PFT or a CFT, I believe every week or every other week, which actually isn't a, you know, necessarily a bad thing. It should help you improve. But, you know, with that, you're exercising every day. With them, so they will make you PT, which is good if you're overweight and stuff like that. Maybe it'll get you into a good habit. They have like nutrition classes, things like that. Depending on who is running the BCP program is depending on like it depends on whether you get a lot out of it or not. We actually have a really good instructor right now, Force Fitness instructor that is running the program. He really wants to help the Marines get to where they need to be. They've recently started this thing to where you have to have a buddy if you're in the program, and so one of our Lance Corporals is in the program at the moment, and I've been going with him to the workouts just because I didn't make it to begin with. I'm still in that trial period to where I can tape or make weight. I have to do it by Monday or Tuesday, whatever. Something was wrong with my blood work anyway. But yeah, so it's a 6-month program for your first time. Depending on your rank and stuff, it's really not that bad to be on it to begin with, only because it's not going to affect you as much as if you're a sergeant or a corporal and you're on it. That's when it kind of starts to look bad, because by that point you already know what you need to be doing and all this stuff. You know, they won't look too down on it if you're a PFC or things like that. You can bounce back from it. It's not a good thing. Don't get me wrong. It's not a good thing. It's better to be within standards at all times. So don't think that what I'm saying is oh, if you go on it, you'll be fine. That's not it. Some people look at it as, you know, it's a bad thing. In my situation, I'm a 29-year-old PFC. I've only been in the Marine Corps for a year. If I were to go on it, and I bounce back from it, say I do go on it for 6 months, I come back, next thing you know, I'm having 300s on my, I have first class PFT, CFT, by the way, so it's not like I'm not performing and I just suck. This is literally my only struggle. It is my weight, and it actually started changing when I was 25, 26, and so it just happens, and actually all my higher ups understand. I've had female mass sergeants talk to me about how they change. They actually are offering help and things like that, and I'm trying to implement those. So they see that I'm trying. I'm good at my job. I'm actually physically good. Like I said, I have first class everything's. Don't get me wrong, I don't have a 285. If you have a 285 or above, you don't have to make weight or tape. They actually don't care. They're like, screw it, you're actually amazing, whatever. But yeah, now if I was to go on it, like I said, and since I am a PFC, I make it, I do well on the program, I get off when I'm supposed to, I have first class, my scores improve, things like that, and next thing you know, I go about my career, and it comes time for re-enlistment at corporal, because, you know, in first enlistments, you can't get sergeant anymore, pretty much, unless you're meritorious with the new change. They're going to come look at me for a re-enlistment, and they're going to go, oh, she was on BCP as a PFC, but she is this old, and she did bounce back, and she's done amazing, and maybe even I got meritorious something or whatnot, depending on all this stuff. And so it's not as bad. It's like, it kind of hurt me in the beginning a little bit, but I've bounced back, and I've done so well after that. No NJPs, stuff like that. So it's possible, you know, to bounce back. But my recommendation, of course, is to always be within that standard. I'm telling you, it is easier to make weight as far as the pounds go versus making tape. Kind of know where you're at. Some people height you differently, so make sure, you know, if sometimes I'm 5'9" or 5'8", you know what, I'm not even positive anymore. In boot camp, I was 5'9". In the schoolhouse, they heighted me at 5'8". One chick even heighted me at 5'7" because she was short. And then I got here, and they've heighted me at 5'9" and 5'8", so it doesn't make any sense. By the way, I even passed my annual, or my semi-annual weigh-in. It was just promotion. I was being a a little fat, and a little fatter than normal. And I just happened to get caught up at the wrong time. So it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It is my own fault. I take responsibility. But anyway, so my goal is to make sure that I am in standards of that 5'8", just in case they don't height me at the 5'9". I don't want to screw that up, if you see what I'm saying. So if you're kind of in that era where they height you sometime an inch shorter, start like, just make sure you're within that inch shorter. That's my recommendation. That's all I have for you. If you have any questions about BCP or whatnot, you know, definitely hit me up. If you have any other questions, a lot of my notifications disappeared since I haven't been on here in a little while. I'm going to try to start making more videos. I know I always say that. I apologize. I really am. It's just a lot going on. My wife has a job now, so I don't have to find extra work as much anymore. So it actually helps. San Diego is expensive. Good night, is it expensive? Yes, my housing is paid for, but everything else, whew. Anyway, not the point. I'm going to try my hardest to start doing more of these. So any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer. But until next time.